I'm at 527 Viking Landing Court in Beavercreek, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. This line is PVC, and so expect it to be based off the age of the house. It should be PVC all the way out to the main. The access point is this PVC stack. Excuse me. In the storage area, you can see there is that little elevator, freight elevator thing that's installed over there, and then here is the stack. This seems to be the farthest upstream or the farthest back access point, so this gives us the opportunity to inspect the most pipe. So hopefully keep this from happening, because as we push through here, a lot of times it starts grabbing the stuff off the bottom of the pipe, pushing it up in front of the camera. So sometimes when we're pulling back, it's a lot better than when we're pushing out, because we're just building up all the food stuff and everything, because this is below the kitchen. And so a little bit of stuff that kind of builds up on the bottom of the pipe. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the pipe, it just kind of builds up there because of the food and the grease that's included in all that. And so a lot of times you can see a lot better on the way back. And that's what we're doing here. We're just pushing stuff that is in front of the camera and it's built up. So that's kind of what's going on here. We're not underwater or anything. We're just pushing stuff. So you may have to push all the way out, and then we'll should be able to see better on the way back. If nothing else, we can get all the way out and run some water, and then be able to clean that stuff off the front of the camera. As you can see here, the water, I mean the line is open, you can see through the haze. But we're just pushing a bunch of stuff, making a right-hand turn. And so we'll have to see what we can do. If nothing else, like I said, we'll get all the way out, and then we'll, if we need to, we can run some water all the way downstream, witness it on the way back, and we should be able to see wonderfully on the way back. And just make sure we go slow. Should be getting somewhat close. Maybe just gotten there. But I'm also on the cul-de-sac. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, I think I'm actually in the main, but hey! I'm going to pause the video for a second. Okay, so I'm running some water in the bathroom to clear this off, but hopefully this will work, because there's some grease on the front of the camera and I don't think it's going to come off for a while. Of course it's not. Keep going. pretty sure I'm actually in the main. This looks pretty big based off the age of the house. It's a 90s, so there should be white PVC all the way out. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back now that the camera lens is nice and clear. Still a little bit of grease on the front there in a few spots. We'll try to get that all cleared off. But should be turning here shortly. See where we are. See if I have to go back through. Okay, well, no, I was wrong. We hadn't made it all the way to the main yet. So I'll have to go all the way back out until it ties in. So we must be off the property. The SDR, that usually means that's what was used on the main or on the part of the lateral that was installed by the developer, and so I should at least be well off the property. I think we're coming up on the main now. There we are. Okay, so we did make it all the way out to the main. So that's good. I was just thinking based off of that inability to see when we first got down there. So, take our time coming back, but that looks like everything is what I can see there that I've already inspected. It looks really good. So basically the green is SDR 35. It is a form of PVC, exterior PVC. They use it a lot underground and outside the houses. It's gasketed when they connect it so that it does have a little bit of room to shift with ground movement. And so here we are. This is where we would have left the property, and there's a clean out. Look just above on the very top. There's a connection there. That would be an exterior clean out, and that's probably right where, and that is exactly where the builder hooked on, put a clean out, but it hooked on to the to where the developer had installed the sewer mains and everything before the houses were built. This was all done by the builder to connect into that. But so far this line looks great. We do still have about 90 feet to go, but oh, there's some toilet paper. That might have been actually a big thing of wet wipes, because even I'm going to recommend. I like to let people know to never use wet wipes, even in a brand new pipe. You don't want to use the things that can cause backups in plumbing. And and they do not break down like toilet paper. Worse than putting a paper towel down there. And so you just never want to use them. They don't break down, and so they can kind of sit in the line and stuff can build up behind them. Where if a normal piece of toilet paper gets caught, it'll break down and disintegrate into nothing, whereas those wet wipes will not do that. That grease just leaving a little bit of a haze there. We can see well enough, but as you can see, even with the water flowing, nothing has come above the. There's another clean out there, probably right before it exited, and it's probably covered with the flooring. I don't really have much to say. This line looks really, really good, so there's not really much to talk about. We're back into mainly the kitchen line. You can see how it got nastier. And that's from all the food and gunk. So it's always good to, you can see all this food and stuff. So usually if you can run run the line heavily, it'll help push some of this stuff downstream in this kitchen line, or just run the sink or the dishwasher, even run the dishwasher empty to try to flush that out. But structurally the line looks great. You just have some normal stuff, that food particles and stuff that's normal to find in these lines because of garbage disposals and dishwashers, and you never get everything off of that plate before it gets down in the line. So, but we've made it all the way back. And the line looked great. Didn't find any issues whatsoever. It's what we hope to find on every line here. It's about 150 feet out to the main from this stack, and everything looked great. There were no bellies. All the joints look nice and tight. All the, no structural issues whatsoever. So that'll end the inspection at 527 Viking Landing Court in Beavercreek, Ohio.